What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steve. Thank you for joining us, and today we are taking a look at something a little different from what we usually talk about on this sneaker channel. Today I'm taking a look and reviewing a pair of high-end Japanese dad sandals. Yes, there is such a thing, because why not? Now, I've covered some other ACG shoots which have been like the dad sandal of the year for me. I've done 2 videos on those, so if you're coming from that video, welcome and thanks. And if you haven't seen those yet, I will link them at the end of the video for you to enjoy. But today I wanted to take it to a different level. I thought to myself, there's high-end everything, right? There's designer, whatever you name it. There's designer sneakers, there's designer handbags, there's designer baseball gloves. So why not try to find a pair of higher-end dad vibe sandals? And these are what I landed on when I did this search. These are the Suicoke Zonas, and while these are a high-end pair of dad sandals, this is actually one of the cheapest offerings from this brand. First, let's take a closer look. Alright guys, welcome back, and now that you've seen a closer look of these bad boys right here, I'll get a little bit into the brand itself. Now, I pronounced it Suicoke, and that is pretty much how it's pronounced to my understanding. A more westernized pronunciation would just be Suicoke. As you can see, it's a very clean, very minimalist type of silhouette. Here you do get a little bit of branding on this top strap, and it's pretty cool. It's got kind of like a 90s vibe with their logo. It's the shape of a foot and done with those little swirls that make up the toes, the forefoot, the heel. So I like that. It's got a little bit of that 90s kind of vibe that like Vampire Weekend was kind of using with their latest album. And so that really does lend into the whole dad vibes, socks, sandals, bucket hats. You know, you get what I'm saying. You know where I'm going with this. But what makes this different than a lot of those, say like Chacos, which are a nice, cheap, dope dad sandal you can rock for like 60 bucks. These were about $120 retail, and this is actually the cheapest that I've seen from this brand. A lot of their more ornate or more involved sandals will run you in the $300s and even $400 mark, which is crazy. But I decided let's start with the low end and see what it's all about. And what you get here is a mostly all rubber and synthetic material shoe here, just Velcro straps, rubber sole, rubber straps here. And so yeah, do I think it's worth that amount of money? Well, this is all kind of relative. What I can say is that my initial impressions are that this is a very impressive sandal. I mean, it's very well made. You can tell that, and it kind of goes with that whole Japanese product aesthetic where, you know, attention to detail, quality craftsmanship. There's a lot of really dope Japanese brands that will make simple items, be it shirts, denim, sneakers, sandals, and they might not look like much visually, but they are expertly crafted and made with very nice materials. And even though this is just rubber, it's just a more solid feeling sandal than something in that $30 to $60 to $80 price point. I would say there's a little bit more kind of heft to this than the ACG Air suits. Now, this foam that's in here is pretty stiff. Like, you can only really push it down a little bit with your fingers, and so that doesn't give you that feeling, at least holding it, like, oh, these are going to be comfortable. But it's such a thick platform that wearing these, I was very comfortable. Now, fortunately, these are not my size. They're a little just too short for me, so I got to find a different size. But I did put them on, and yeah, the platform feels really good. Much to my surprise, of course, because like I said, it's not very soft. It feels pretty stiff, and it's got a nice little traction underneath here. Not a hiking sandal by any means, but definitely in, you know, everyday walking around the city or doing whatever you do type of sandal for sure. Not something you could run in, of course, but definitely a good, dope, everyday sandal to rock. And overall, from a materials and manufacturing standpoint, I mean, it does feel like a very well-made sandal. I would assume this is going to hold up pretty well. It's just a matter of, do you want to spend that type of money? Now, if you're a bit of an enthusiast who's into well-made products and things like that, then this is something that is probably going to pique your interest, and you are already accustomed to spending a little bit extra to get a quality product that is, made with attention to detail. That's where these kind of fit in for me. I do like the minimal branding on the sandal. You've got, like I said, the little footprint logo here on the strap, and then right here you see Suicoke, and then right underneath that is kind of their slogan tagline that says, "Inviting atmosphere, wear comfortable products," which I'm assuming is a translation, and it probably sounds a lot better in Japanese, but maybe it's inviting atmosphere wear, like atmosphere wears, comfortable products. Either way, yeah, there is a vibe that these kind of give off. Even on the box, the packaging is just a clean white box with a minimalist font and with the same tagline slogan, and it all kind of just has that high-end feel to it, and it kind of is what you come to expect when buying something from a brand like this. You find a brand like Suicoke in like Haven or End Clothing or Essence, Kith in their marketplace. That's where you find these types of brands. This is not something that you're going to like pick up at REI or Dick's or some like American retailer, big box store type thing. Even your Foot Lockers and Foot Actions and places like that, they're not going to have this type of a shoe. And probably your department stores maybe might have this in their higher end shoe section, but more than likely this is something that you're gonna have to go online for, and I got mine from End Clothing. As far as sizing goes or something like this, you're looking at your true size. At least for me, I'm gonna go with my true size, which is a 12, and like I said, these are just a little too small for me. A 12 is going to be perfect, and there's actually some nice contours in here. You'll see that fit very nicely on my foot. Like I said, this is a very comfortable sneaker. I put it up with the comfort level of the ACG Air to Shoots. The one difference being the Air to Shoots had the strap going on the back, and you had more of a locked in feel. This is definitely more of a casual wearing type of sandal. But it really just comes down to whether you feel like you need to have a higher end dad vibe sandal than, Chacos or the Air to Shoots. In my opinion, I don't see myself springing for another pair of these or going to that higher tier of the $300+ pairs that they make. Now, those pairs do include something, leathers and different types of higher end materials, and I'm sure they're very nice, but to overpay for those as opposed to maybe getting a pair of Birks, I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe if I get my hands on a pair of those, I will definitely review them and let you guys know if my mind has changed. But honestly, sandals are something that you just kind of wear day to day, and you beat them up, you use them, and you get a new pair because they're typically cheap. In this case, I'm almost wary of wearing these to doing certain things because I don't want to get them messed up because I paid a lot of money for them. I can only imagine how I'd feel with a pair that cost me $300+. So keep that in mind. This is definitely for people with more disposable income and people that just kind of want to flex in every way possible, and that's not necessarily my vibe. And that does it for me, guys, on this video of the Suicoke Zona Sandals. Now, total dad vibes, black on black, a little bit of stealth look to them, and they are high end, and they come with a high end price tag. So in the end of the day, is it worth the money? Well, that's going to be up to you, the consumer, as well. For me, as a one-time deal, I think I'm going to rock with it, but Chacos, Birkenstocks, which can be as expensive or more expensive, but like Chacos and the Air to Shoots from Nike are, as long as they're still making those bad boys, I'm probably going to be all set on a pair like this. So let me know what you think about these bad boys down in the comments below. I love to respond to all of your comments. I appreciate your time hanging out, watching these videos, guys. I really do. I engage every single comment that is dropped, unless you're talking crazy. So consider doing that and hitting that like and subscribe if you want to join the family on this channel where we talk sneakers and sneakers only. And that's going to do it, guys. I appreciate your time. Hope you have a good day, good evening, good night, whenever you are watching this, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.